Welcome to our channel. Today here I am with the first lecture on the subject Structural Design and Detailing. The very first topic is Design of Compressive Member Column. If you like the video, please like, share and comment. And don't forget to subscribe the channel. What is a compressive member? It is a member which is subjected to direct compression but not bending. We have two types of compressive member. The first is column, which is a vertical member, and the second one is strut, which is an inclined member. Then let's see what are the different types of sections. We have the angle section, I section, T section. Mainly we will deal with this type 3 sections. Now in the design of compressive member, let's see the steps. But before going to the steps, we should require two most important things. The first is our steel table and the second is the Indian Standard Code IS 800-2007. Now let's see the steps. In the first step, we write down the properties of the section from steel table. Then in the second step, we'll find out the buckling class from table 10. The clause is 7.1.2.2 of IS 800-2007. In the third step, we'll find out the effective length from clause 7.2.2. The effective length, it is represented by KL. Then in the fourth step, we'll find out the slenderness ratio, which is denoted by lambda. And this lambda is equal to KL by R minimum. I told you KL is the effective length and R minimum is the minimum radius of gyration. This we'll get from the steel table. Then in the step 5, we find out FCD. FCD is our design compressive stress. Now to find out FCD, we require two things. One is the slenderness ratio and the other one is Fy. Now in our step 2, we have found out the buckling class. If our buckling class is A, then to find FCD, we'll refer table 9A. If it is B, we'll see 9B. If it is C, we'll see 9C. And if it is D, we'll see 9D in this way. Then in our step 6, we'll find out the design compressive load, which is denoted by PD. And PD is equal to A into FCD. This will get in clause 7.1.2 of the IS code. Here A is our effective sectional area. This we'll get from the steel table. And FCD is the design compressive stress, which we have found out in step 5. Now this thing will be more clear if we go through a numerical. Now see. The question given to us is find the compressive load. Compressive load means PD of ISHB 400 at the rate 82.2 kg. The length of the column is 2 meter. Sometimes this is also given as height. Now see in the given I have written N equal to 2 meter and let's convert it to mm. It is 2000 mm. Here we have to keep all the units in the same. Then what is given? The column is restrained against translation and rotation at one end, and at the other end it is restrained against rotation but not translation. For this part, we require this in the effective length part, not now. So later on in the step I will show it. And then Fy is given as 250 Newton per mm square. Now see. In the first step, we'll first see the section. Our section is ISHB 400 at the rate 82.2 kg. Now in first step, we'll see the steel table. Now in the table 4 of the steel table, we'll get this section ISHB 400. See this? But there is a thing, see this is the I section given to us. Now see there are two ISHB 400 in the steel table. Now we require at the rate 82.2 kg, that means this one. Then we'll write all the necessary data from the steel table, that is our sectional area, depth of section, width of flange, thickness of web and radius of gyration. All this we'll write from this data from the steel table. And then we'll take all the units in mm. We'll convert all the units to the same. Then see in radius of gyration we have Rx6, Ryy. But to find out the slenderness ratio we require minimum one. So which one is minimum? 51.6 is the minimum one. So we'll use that. Then in our step 2, we will find out the buckling class. For that we have to refer table 10 of the IS 800. Now see this is our table 10. This is our I section. Now see first we have H by BF. Now see, we have to find out this H by BF is greater than 1.2 or less than 1.2. These are the two conditions. So see here, we have found out this H by BF as 1.6, which is greater than 1.2. So this is the first condition. Then what is, we have to see what is TF. If TF is less than equal to 40. So let's see, our TF is 12.7. So yes, it is less than 40. Now see, that means our first condition is satisfied. Now see, it is buckling about which axis? We have two, ZZ and YY. Now see, a column always buckles about the YY axis. Now for the buckling class, see, we have two buckling class. So which one will you refer now? So since it is buckling about the YY axis, so our buckling class will be B. Next, in step number 3, we need to find out the effective length. Now to find out the effective length, we will just go to this table 11 of the IS code. Now see, our what condition is given? The column is restrained against translation and rotation at one end. That means at one end, translation and rotation both are restrained, and at the other end it is restrained against rotation but not translation. That means at the other end it is restrained against rotation but in the translation part it is not restrained. So from this condition, C will get the value of K as 1.2. Now see, this K is 1.2. So now we can directly go to step 4 where we will find out the slenderness ratio. Now see, the formula is lambda equal to KL by R minimum. Now we got K is 1.2, L is 2000 and R minimum is 51.6. So after this we'll get the slenderness ratio as 46.51. Now see, this 46.51, this lies between 40 and 50. Now see, now our buckling class was B, so we'll refer to table 9B of the IS code. Now see table 9, I'll show you table 9B. Now see, this side is the KL by R minimum and this side is our FY, and then in the middle part we have the FCD. So we have to do the interpolation. Since our slenderness ratio is 46.51, so we'll do the interpolation between, so it will lie between 40 and 50. So in that way we'll do the interpolation. I'll show you, these are the steps. So after doing the interpolation, we get FCD as 198.188 Newton per mm square. After that, we have the last step, that is to find out the compressive load. This is in clause 7.1.2. I'll show you. This is the clause 7.1.2. Say PD equal to A into FCD. Now this A we have already found out from the steel table, and FCD we have got in step 5. Now after multiplying, we'll get the value. Now it will come in Newton, and then we convert it into kilonewton by dividing it by 1000. So our answer is 2074.1151 kilonewton. Thanks for watching the video. If you have any queries, do ask in the comment section, and we'll be with our next video very soon. Thank you.